John chapter. To anybody in the room who's ever felt like a failure, ever felt defeated, ever felt like I just can't get ahead. I'm showing up, but I'm inadequate. And Jesus comes in and sees his mother. I don't know the context, pretext for conversation here. I'm not sure if he's there beforehand. I don't know if she calls him, he arrives, if he just walked in the door. But she says, the wine has failed. It seems like in a place where I should be potent, I'm polluted. She says the wine failed, but this is a wedding. You ever had to perform and couldn't get the words out? You were fine all through practice, all at home on a car ride. You finally get there, you get stage fright. Not really sure what to make it out to be. Not really sure what to assist it to, but you know that you'll fail. Jesus says, woman, you have to know that in your failure, he'll remind you just what you are. I know they call you a failure, but he calls you woman. You are woman enough to make something happen. You are woman enough to come through and come out of anything. There's no storm that can overtake you because he calls you the woman he created you to be. He calls you not by your name. He calls you by your status. You have to know you're bigger than a failure. Don't stay there. You are bigger than abortion. Don't stay there. You're bigger than a breakup, a divorce. You're bigger than having children out of wedlock, being walked on, being walked out on, being cheated on. He says, woman, know who you are. That I'm just not some anything. So I'm just not going to tolerate everything. She says, I know who I am. But let me tell you, what I have is not performing to where it should be. It's failing. Not that we don't have wine, it's just failed. It's not meeting the caliber. And when you know you're connected to somebody who calls you to greater potential, you don't just tolerate, put up with. You don't just accept anything that they throw your way, believing that it is the will of God that I just be okay and be well and be happy over here in poverty, in depletion, in a sad atmosphere, in depression, in anxiety ridden. He says, a woman, and she says, the wine failed. Watch this now. She never asked him to make new wine. I'm not going to limit you and tell you what to do. If you want to take it and pour it out, you have your way. If you want to make it and change it and take it back to the store and get a refund for it, bring me the money and then recreate it, then you have your way. If you want to make everybody in the room who was recovering a alcoholic in their past free so that they get right now and today and not miss a drop, you have your way. If you want to come in and change it and make something from water to be wine, so have your way. If you want a God, change it from wine to gin so we can fill ourselves but not sin. It says you have your way. Know that you put no limits on him. You just tell him what the problem is and say, God, since I've told you, you said boldly make your petition known before the throne. And so I come before you alone, just me. Not in my bigness, not in my greatness, just in reality of this is what I struggle with. It's failing. So I can't tell you what to do about it. I can't tell you what to do in it, how to make it out, what the end result should be about, how somebody's going to be able to testify of you. Says all I can do is tell you what I've come through. She says, I am at the wedding. Supposed to be celebrating, and I'm looking at a failure. I'm supposed to be happy, but I'm looking at the failure. I am surrounded by people, but I'm looking at the failure. You ever had a room full of friends and could connect to nobody, surrounded by people, but you feel alone? Mary says, I'm looking at the failure, but something's not right because God is in the room. Shouldn't feel like this. Shouldn't be going through this. Shouldn't have to decide whether to be happy in a place where I know it failed, or be sad when there's company around me who won't understand why I'm crying over failure. She said, failed. You didn't get the degree. Failed. Didn't get the job, nor the promotion, nor the raise. It didn't go the right way. And no matter how friendly you want to be, no matter how you try and make it out to be, it seems like it just won't get no better. All I seem to be doing is just failing in it. So what does she do? She tells him. The wine is not that we're empty. We're just not being an influence directly. It's not that I don't have the word. I just don't have revelation. It's not that I ain't got a man, just ain't got a good one. It's not that the job don't pay me, just don't pay me enough. It's not that the car won't run, it just stalls from time to time. It's not that I'm dying, I just feel sick. I'm looking at stuff that's supposed to be potent, but it's weak. And Jesus says, woman, what they got to do with me? It's not my time. Then he started handing out commands. You got to know this. When you give your problem to God, God will relate to where you are in reality. That I'm outside of time, God said. I don't know why you complaining about the lights when I've given you the sun. Why you would be concerned about water running through a pipe as if God's not big enough who set the oceans that the pipes connect to. Why are you concerned about clothes when I've created the sheep? I need you to know that the food grew on trees, so there's nothing ever gonna come your way to overtake you, to starve you, because I've already made a way for you. Because your fridge can't go bare. Because know that God has created, allowed, destined, assigned food everywhere, clothing for you, house and shelter. Mary says it's failed, and Jesus starts handing out commands. He says, this is not my calling, but let me speak commands. You got to know you're about to enter into a effortless manifestation of miracle season. You coming out of May, walking into June and July. This is the summer, but it is the time where the heat won't affect you because God is going to put other people to work for you. This is not the time to be employee, but employer. It's where you work for me. If she starts handing out commands to let her know what her position is when she connects to the sun. Everything that I have is destined to win because I'm connected to the sun. She's able to tell him what's wrong because she's connected to somebody who has power. Know that the God you call on is not powerless, but he is the God of effortless. that he can make people around you who don't even like you go to work for you. It is that they want to talk about you, but they can't help when they talk about you. They bring in money to you, exposure about you. They are bringing customer base. They thought it was going to turn people off about the job, about the assignment, about the raise, about the promotion, about the business, about the school, about the child. He says, I had to bring them to talk about you so that you could connect to. Even when they talked about me, God was still thinking about me. He was speaking to them, telling them, talk about them. Go ahead and speak lies on them. Go ahead and try and play them. Go ahead and try and dispute them, doubt them, talk real bad about them, and see what I do through you. So I'm going to use you to make sure that their vision come to pass. And folks don't even like you, but be paying bills for you. I know folk will show up and say, I'm sorry, and hand you everything they ever took from you. Folk will send you text to your phone and be like, I plead with you. Take this off of me, whatever you put on me, because the story that I faced today was too heavy for me. For what? For the guilt, for the shame, for the embarrassment I made you pay. He says, I'll make them work for you. And then I know he's a God of compassion. Because sometimes I'm not married. Sometimes I'm the one God called to do the work. And I'm complacent. I'm not happy. I'm carrying stuff that's heavy. Pots full of water. Not alcohol, just water. It's not that it's not heavy. It's heavy and worth nothing. I'm carrying stress from 3-4 years ago. Worth nothing. It had no value to me. Can't do nothing with it. Didn't learn from it then. Not going to learn from it while it's still on me. It says, I didn't bring you to this place to just carry it. Just to feel the weight of it. But I carried it on your back to know that when you come to this place in time, that God can change it. So carry it till you see the change of it. You got to begin to speak to everything in your life that is water, that it's about to be wine. That I know they didn't like you, called you names, but it's about to go from ugly to fine. It's about to go from underpaid to overpaid. It's about to go to underpromoted. The status up on it, where you are president of it, CEO to it. You can be mother of it. You can be wife to it. You can be valedictorian of it. Where you exceed, you excel, because everything you was carrying was connected to the well. It was connected to the well. This deep place where God connects with you. This is not my time. Starts giving out commands. It says you have to identify with that. It's not your season to be sad. It's not your season to be depressed. It's not your season to be consumed in that doubt. Not your season to be consumed about what everybody else got going on and what you think they thinking about you, speaking about you. Because it's your season not to be water, but to be wine. God is making everything come to pass. I know it took a while because you carried it, looking at the water of it, but know that when he connects to the celebration, God brings the wine. We didn't see it when he walked in the room, but everybody felt it when he walked out the room. You got to know they may have discounted you when you came in, but know when you leave out is that it's going to be an identifying reason of why they couldn't leave before you, because they felt the weight of you. They felt the anointing on you. They felt the privilege of being next to you, connected to you. And my God, some people just going to talk about you in this season, because when they talk about them, they get no applause, no time. They get no room. That's why they talk about you, because people like you, but don't know how to express it to you. So in a celebration of you, they show up to dispute you. But God even walks in the room around the water of you, and then he changes it. No, it's changing for you. It's changing for you. God is changing their heart. It's changing it. God is changing their mind about it. It's changing. God is making it better. It's changing. I know it was wine at one point in time, but it started to fail. It didn't give out. It was just flat. Well, you're not coming to a dry spell. The marriage is getting better. The relationship is going to revive. That the kids are going to come back home. That it is the money you lost, that you will give away in good deed to them. Because I'm faithful to fulfill everything in your life that didn't die. It just failed. Every word that you spoke, no, it's going to come to pass for the prosperity of you. That the doubt of you will be the last time you doubt you. Last time I bring you to a watered place, in a room of people, pretending you know the grace, pretending that you're well. Says I didn't call you to be water and be well. I called you to be fine and wine. Know this. Jesus says, it's not my time. It's water into wine. You didn't know it tonight. It may not be his. It may not be hers. It may not be there. Baby, let me tell you, this is